Bo Burnham is a really awesome musical comedian, and I've been watching / listening to a lot of his work recently because it's awesome, and I just completely hadn't looked him up in about 5 years. So I did that the other day and I'm just blown away by the standard of his material. He has this one great song called Art is Dead, which is about how fickle the entertainment industry is and how it's birthed on a lack of maturity and striving for attention. I just haven't been able to get that song out of my head for like a week, and it's driving me a little bit crazy. That song is so poignant and affecting, but I feel like I'm drawn to it more than I am his other songs, and I've just figured out why that is. There are a couple of lines of it that go like this.
Must be psychotic, I must be demented to think that I'm worthy of all this attention, of all of this money you worked really hard for. I slept in late while you worked at the drugstore. My drug's attention, I am an addict, but I get paid to indulge in my habit. It's all an illusion, I'm wearing makeup, I'm wearing makeup, 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 makeup.
And that really spoke to me, because I feel, I'm not in the entertainment industry, but I feel like I have skipped a stage in life. I happen to be in this amazing situation where I started making something a few years ago and it happens to have enough popularity to support me. And it feels so arrogant to say that it's like skill or talent that made that possible, that deserves that popularity, because it feels like it's come from such bad roots. I was primarily encouraged by a greed for money and fame. Just totally toxic, self-indulgent purposes, and you get this huge ego boost from affirmation of other people's attention, and you can't judge whether that's because you're actually good at what you do. And that sort of popularity completely skews your self-opinion. You can go one way and pander to an audience and become less and less sincere and more absorbed in what the people want than your satisfaction in what you're doing, or you can go completely the other direction and feel this intense disgust and self-hatred of what you've done because you don't feel you deserve it. And neither of those are healthy. It's really hard to be objective about the things that you do when other people say it's amazing or it's shit, because you're relying on their judgment, and that's not accurate. Like, I definitely went the second route. I hate a lot of what I did and I feel bad. I feel like I've tricked everything. It's also just made me really conceited. Like, my flatmate works in Costa and she earns, I don't know, £7 an hour, and she works all the time, and I'm the one complaining about money because although I make money, I'm just, you know, I need more. And she's like, oh, just get a job, and I'm just I can't fathom getting a job because I know that I have the ability to do what I want to do and it work. But it's also so arrogant of me to think that I'm better than working at Costa. Bo Burnham said in an interview that Art is Dead is for comedians who do all these self-deprecating acts about, you know, their wives or whatever, when really, if they want to be properly self-deprecating, they should talk about how bad they are as people for having this industry surrounding them not growing up and like wanting attention and being successful for it, and that's the thing that they should be disgusted by. I'm not sure that's relevant to what I go through, but generally, if you do anything that involves a consumer, your opinion on your content is going to be based largely on anonymous, completely unverified opinions of other people. It's so frustrating because it's so hard to step back from and try and be objective about your own work. I read a quote recently that I'm not going to tell you because I don't remember who said it or really what it was. Basically, it was about the truest gauge of your ability should be yourself. And even if you hate something for feeling like you've done unfairly well out of it, you have to try and identify whether you think you don't deserve it because you feel like you haven't got a good product when you do, or you don't deserve it because it has completely blown out of proportion. I don't know whether this made a lot of sense. I feel like the whole premise of this video is like a game of Tetris, and that I'm going to say every sentence and it needs to be a completely different order to be cohesive. I tried.